because like the title says, we aren't getting any older. What do I mean? What what does that mean? It means it's a flip on the coin, the phrase we aren't getting any younger, because we are getting younger. Like the generation below us, we are upkeeping, upholding the responsibility as the middle child generation, as Gen millennials or what have you. So we're upholding this. We aren't receiving any new responsibilities because nothing is getting passed down that is tangible. We are transforming, you know what I'm saying, and changing. And we grew up during the drug era, you know what I'm saying, or the war on drugs and things of that nature. And it was a war on drugs because individuals were transitioning, individuals were growing up, individuals were um, refacing their childhood trauma, but it wasn't being acknowledged. So it kept on being hammered in for us to experience, to be projected onto us. Therefore, we aren't getting any older. You see us, we aren't aging. We some of us in our 30s still feel like we're in high school because society has a timeline, and the authorities that we grew up under, their minds have not changed. Only thing that's changed is technology and the expression of, we had MySpace. So we was already editing and creating like avatars for our pages with the music in the background before, you know, it really kicked off the way that it is now. And so that's why I mean we aren't getting any older. And like spiritually, like when you're younger, you're still experiencing, you're still learning, you're still being a student, and then being a student in life, you are being the teacher because you are teaching how to go through experiences, how to receive, how to be receptive, how the returning of this incoming matriarchal system and patterns of vibrations and waves that are influencing, you know what I'm saying, this ball of rock or whatever you have you want to see it, because you know some might say it's flat earth and that's on the astral plane, and that's a different, you know what I'm saying, conversation that I am not invested into having or debating. But yeah, we as a whole collective, our generation or our spiritual race is not getting any older. At the same time, we're maturing, we're ripening like fine wine, but we aren't getting older. We aren't being so far past our experiences that we are unrelatable to the upcoming generation. Now we're gonna shit on the upcoming generation. Like we're raising a generation that's gonna bully the fuck out of them because they're doing that with us. But you know, it's certain lines and boundaries, and like we said, like we're learning, just learning boundaries and things of that nature, or just learning how to gain that confidence and the different aspects and divinations and layers and separations of the ego, and how it can be used in all those personas and characteristic traits and archetypes via astrology or gene keys or what have you, systems, these tools that you're utilizing, being aware of the energies that are coming through swiftness, or the deities or the embodiments of energy signatures that's swifting down here. Because it's like, hurry up with time. Hurry up with time, because we're not getting any older right now. We're taking this stuff in the brain, soaking it up like a sponge, like moss, and we're adapting to any circumstance and environment within ourselves. So we aren't getting any older. Like time, it feels like time is getting older. Time is speeding up. Time is rushing to make time. Time is rushing to stay on track with the linear directions and proportions, because the man-made concept of time is a being of its own. It's not the uh, circumference, you know. It's not the bubble concept of time that we perceive it to be. Hold on, y'all. So it's like we're getting to move on because we aren't getting any older. And keep coming back to that. Our souls aren't getting any older. The souls that are down here that incarnated into the 90s and things of that nature, it's indigo children and rainbow children of the um, alternative dimensions, carrying messages, carrying the vibrational frequency of the star seed background. And us being down here, we're not like, if we choose to stay into an experience too long and like get too old and stale in your mentality or fixation of a mentality or fixation onto a like mental mentalities, astrology, and get lost into those things, then yeah, damn right you're gonna incarnate down here, but you're not gonna be an old soul. You're just gonna be feeling like the butterfly effect or Mandela effect or you know, however you perceive a memory or a vision of the future of you not being able to see that far ahead into time. You know what I'm saying? Being stale. But when you're young, your imagination is limitless. And so it's like we have to hone in on that, because while we're not getting any older, you also don't want to be like how it's frozen in time. Like I was just talking about, like time speeding up and moving upwards, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not getting any older. So time's got to push whatever agenda it's been charged with, like a battery, to usher in these states of, we feel like we have to progress more on a um, Pluto in Capricorn aspect, to build or to use or to be used type shit. When it's Pluto in Aquarius, about the people, about, you know, Aquarius ain't really childlike, though it's next to Piscean energy. It's still more like divine child like eagerness, like not naivety, but also, yeah, naivety to a sense during this human phase and form, but being elder in the esoteric realm, and the opposite, having gone through, well, not gone through the previous experiences, but accumulating the wisdom from the signs before it, from the wisdom being passed down from, if you look at it from, you know what I'm saying, from Aries down, from the oldest, receiving all that wisdom, watching from the mistakes, being separate, being distant, like not the youngest, but being next to the youngest, and being like, in my nose ring, y'all got adjusted, and it just, so yeah, I did that. Fucking my page still itches, but yeah, we aren't getting any older, so that's where you feel like you and your child, maybe siblings or things of that nature, or you have the same perceptions, but you really don't. So you're like, and also where we are obtaining that responsibility in ourselves. We are generating that responsibility. We're generating what responsibility looks like. We're generating what things are cared about, what statuses are being set, because you're setting the boundaries for what is already being experienced, what's already being expanded upon, because Pluto and Saturn generation is transforming our meanings and reasonings and our seriousness and the concepts and the religions and what vision of a dimensional plane we're going seeking out into, like really externalizing that Piscean energy, because of that plutonic frozen water, you know what I'm saying? Like Uranus is changed over time. Shadow Moon and Mercury, baby. Uranus is changed over time. And Pluto is like right there in your face. So technology is right there, shades, everything else. And Aquarius loves to transform and change, but Scorpio loves to, Uranus is exalted, but Aquarius loves to do that, to change its the character to fitting, matching the environment and things of that nature. So that's where it's not getting any older, because it's not getting any fixation in certain associations, but it has this fixed mentality to where you feel like this going back and forth between that retrograde period of Pluto. You know what I'm saying? So we aren't getting any older. Nothing's pushing us, driving us to. So generating your own motivations, your own boundaries is important, and boundaries are fragile with Saturn and Pisces. Your boundaries are in the veil is light with Saturn in Pisces type energy. So that's where those parts are at play too, as well. So like I said, keep going back and forth. We're not getting any older. For real, for real. Like our body, our autonomy, our mental health isn't getting any older, because every time something gets older, it's maturing in an expiration date. But it's frozen. It's like a nostalgia, but in the moment. So transforming the meaning of nostalgia and what that means to us. I was just talking to my other half, and she talked about nostalgia as a memory for her and something that you don't have. And I'm talking about nostalgia for me is like you can have nostalgia over a feeling that you had. This is how golems and ghosts and hauntings get generated and created out of a nostalgic feeling or an intense nostalgic um, idea or experience as well. So that's the download. So that's the download I wanted to just talk about that I've been planning on making a video about. So thank you guys for tuning in, and it's Moss signing off.